welcome to Rugby That Rocks, your Varsity Cup news, reviews and preview show. Motshidisi and I have a bumper show lined up for you this time because it's the end of the final round of round-robin play in Varsity Cup, and the defending champions Tuks crashed out at the hands of a great comeback win scored by Madibaz.
Well, there's crazy stuff happening in Varsity Cup, also in the Varsity Shield, where UWC were up against the University of Fort Hare, needing a win to stay in contention for a place in the final.
The University of the Western Cape concluded their Shield season with a Cape Derby on home soil. It was make or break for the University of Fort Hare, who had to win to keep their slim hopes alive. Oliver Zono put the visitors on their way with a try inside 10 minutes. Trailing by 10 points to 0, UWC needed to reply quickly. Quade Langeveld did just that, while Freddie Miller's successful conversion made it a 2-point game. Saneliso Ngoma extended the visitors' lead from the kicking tee before UWC at the front. James Verity Am with the try that transferred the pressure back to UFH. The Blues responded in emphatic fashion as they dominated the final 10 minutes of the first half. It all started with outside centre Lundi Ralarala, who went over for the visitors' second try of the match. Fort Hare made another massive move as Ntiara Makafu followed Ralarala over the line. The bonus point was ticked off by Onke Dubase that gave UFH a handy 30-16 lead at the interval. The University of the Western Cape needed to score first in the second half, and they did just that as Verity Am completed his brace. But 9 minutes later, Lukanyiso Kumani restored the visitors' advantage that quickly ended any hopes of an unlikely revival. Dean Herbert secured the bonus point try for UWC, but that proved to be their last points of the season. Athinkosi Manetsa made a contribution off the bench as Fort Hare wrapped up their victory in style. Lithabile Mkwatleka made it a day to remember for the men from Alice as his converted try put the icing on the cake. UFH moving into third position with a 51-29 win that leaves UWC second from bottom with 3 wins to show from their 8 matches.
We always trusted ourselves to put points on the board. I just said the boys were mainly concentrating on the bonus point, but I said to them, look, you got to win the game first before you think about the bonus point. Everything just fell in our way. We just worked hard and our game plan paid off, and to the coaches, they just did so well.
It's the end of the season now for us, so Varsity Shield campaign. We're out of it now. We're going to focus more on the league now that's coming Super A, and I think there's going to be tough competition like playing a Martys, playing UC Hamiltons, playing a Durban, and I think we're going to focus, take a few days rest off and start digging into again for the league.
Fort Hare scored 7 tries in their triumph over Peter de Villiers' UWC, and John Mitchell's UKZN MPs scored 8 in this win over TUT.
The University of KwaZulu-Natal were chasing a place in the Varsity Shield final as they arrived in Pretoria for a meeting with the Tshwane University of Technology, who were playing for pride. TUT would have been disappointed with their early work on defence as Hendrik Lategan went on a run that left the visitors in a promising position. Cameron Wright sold the dummy that was bought by all in close proximity of the ruck. It was the start UKZN were after. That initial slip was soon forgotten as TUT responded with something special on attack. Peter Matthews with the host's first try that came 2 minutes after the game's opener. It was clear that this was going to be a high-scoring affair as UKZN hit right back. Duncan Campbell's pass hit the mark, and the breadbasket of Shane Makombe, who went over without too much difficulty. 17 minutes in, the 4th try of the match had been scored. TUT's maul clicked through the gears before Mantham Daka put the finishing touches on the host's second. But the visitors proved that they could also strike from close quarters. Their maul hit a few wobbles along the way, but the result was the same as Stefan van Schalkwyk dotted down. The Impies' bonus point try came from Kelvin Nkunkama. The flank bulldozed his way over his direct opponent Ndaka before he raced towards the try line. The first objective had been achieved by John Mitchell's men. More of the same followed in the second half as Nkungama had another opportunity to show his versatility. Speed and another exhibition of power was rewarded with an 8-pointer. Brandon Bailing added his name to the score sheet after 60 minutes as the pink ball made an appearance in the Ingle area. Dion Carney had a busy day at the office. His contribution to the match was rewarded when he went over in the final 10 minutes. Yandisa Mdolomba made an impact off the bench as UKZN hit a half-century of points in the capital. And there was time for one more, but this time TUT were the ones celebrating as they scored the only points of the second half through a Gabriel Smith try that was converted by Mornaihu. Joy for UKZN, who will enter the final round of matches in second position on the standings.
Brilliant game by my boys, brilliant game. They came to the party, it was fantastic. We got what we wanted, we got the 5 points, just amazing.
They stand a really good chance to win the final, yeah, but our thoughts on the game is the boys didn't get the toughness of the boys weren't that 100% today.
The Varsity Shield log after the penultimate round of action sees CUT sitting at the top with 11 points in the lead. UKZN and University of Fort Hare holding hopes for a spot in the final.
So top of the table clash between UKZN MPs and CUT, with a victory for the MPs securing them a place in the final. The University of Fort Hare will host TUT at the Davison Rugby Stadium in Alice. There's so much happening in the Varsity Cup and the Varsity Shield, and it's okay if you don't get to all the matches because we have all the highlights up on our SuperSport app. Here's how to download it on your Android or Apple device.
Once your mobile device has the SuperSport app installed, you will have access to a multitude of sport codes a DStv decoder owner typically gets to enjoy. To get to the Varsity Cup page, select the home icon where you will scroll down to the Rugby tab on which the Varsity Cup option is found. Once this is opened, a highly interactive world awaits, which includes, but is not limited to, the latest news about your favorite team and competitions such as Super Brew, where viewers can predict the scores of upcoming Varsity Cup matches. The latest results, upcoming fixtures and log standings detailed with aspects such as points differential, tries scored and conceded, and bonus points scored. And most importantly, live match streaming and highlights of action from the highly entertaining Varsity Rugby and Shield matches. Enjoy all of this and more by downloading the SuperSport app and never miss out on all the action on your World of Champions. Mobile data charges are in accordance with your service provider.
After the break, we round up Varsity Cup action from round 8. We see how UCT keeps the aggro on the field, and we get to know Marty's flanker, Bob, or Lungelo, as his real name goes, Chonko.
Welcome back to Rugby That Rocks. There was so much action happening in the Varsity Cup, so many permutations in all the games that were live on Monday. Our first televised game was between the UFS Shimlas and NWU Madibaz. Shimlas needing a victory to stay in contention for a place in the semi-finals.
Tackle only.
Now the little box kick. That's a clever one from Daniel Acker, and it's brilliantly taken by Base. He gets the pass away. This is going to be the opening try. Michael Bernard is in for a cracker. That's well taken by Opa Mahoje. They're over the line. Can they force the ball down? Yes, they can. Try is given. And it has been won with two hands and quickly transferred to Neil Clarkson, the try scorer. This time the Madibaz do put men behind the advancing players, but it's not doing them any good because this is the equalising score, and I think that's Gerrit Olivier who's got it. Now Akker will go back the other way. Houtfleisch. That's a clever little chip from Houtfleisch. It might be this score that they're looking for. 10,000 rand goes to People Against Women Abuse. Brilliant try, individually done by Gavin Houtfleisch. It's being held in, so the penalty is the call, but they'll want more than a penalty from this. This is brilliant work. Oh, look at that! What a try from Jacques de Toy! His second of the game. Try has been scored. I think it's Tinny Berger who's got it. Taken now by Ferreira. It's just a little bit too static for him. Now they've got a little bit of a grind on. Ferreira is over the line. Can he get it down? Laters is in there. Oh, and here is try number 5. And this time, Host Prinsloo is the man for Shimlas.
Doesn't look like Madibaz have time for a line-out, so they're going to spread it wide.
Wade Elliott, great drive from him, takes it within 2 meters. Akker wants it. He's not going to get it. It's Ferreira who takes it. He's over the line. The try is scored. The referee has given it. And I think it's Louis Ferry who has got it. This has been a 1-point ball game in the end with that last gasp try. Shimlas have won 34-33.
Varsity Cup is about more than just what happens on the field. It's all about helping out in the community as well. And the Keep the Aggro on the Field campaign gives you the opportunity to contribute to these great charitable initiatives by bidding on one of those pink limited edition Varsity Cup rugby balls on varsitycup.co.za. You wonder what the money is being used for? I'll take a closer look at this.
We're a shelter for abused women and their children, as well as women who are pregnant and considering placing the baby for adoption. We also take in rape and incest survivors. It's absolutely wonderful. It's just a whole change from just every day having to deal with the women and their trauma and their reason for being here. And usually we don't have men here at all. So to have all these young guys here, it's so awesome for us, I must say, first of all, as staff, for them to help us as well, get the place nicely cleared up, but for the women and the children to see there's nice, good men out there as well, because it's so important that our women and children don't have role models. So if we can get these young guys to be good role models, and if they say, like I always challenge everyone, you make the commitment that I won't swear, beat, hurt my girlfriend in any way. You making a change so that places like us won't exist.
I think it all starts with the way we treat women in general. We have to treat them as equals and just respect them as people as well. It all starts when a guy would say something mean to a lady or abuse her in some other way, and that's not right. And we have to, as people and as role models in the society, set a good example for other men and show them the correct way of doing things.
I definitely think it is, obviously with the up-and-coming youth of this country, I think it's a great platform for people to get involved in charities. And, there's a lot of stigma around, rugby and males at our age. And, just to come back and especially to a sister's home and a woman's home like this and really give back and promote a charity such as this, it's just a great privilege and honour, Go back into the varsity life and, just really try to practice what we've learned here today and just seeing, it's really humbling coming here today and just seeing, what these women and children have to go through. And, it's just great to be here. And obviously when we go back there, we've all got sisters, we've all got mothers, and just practice and putting the principles that we've learned here today into our own lives.
Definitely. The reason being that, obviously a lot of the youth are going to be watching the Varsity Cup. And so it's a great idea to try and get out these charities to the youth so that as they grow older and stuff, they're aware of the charities and what they do and stuff. So also a charity like the one that we're at today that looks after abused women and children, it's good that the future generations are aware of this and what's being done to try and help them. And I mean, with the viewership that the Varsity Cup attracts, it can only be positive.
I think if from today they let their family, their friends, their circle of influence know about places like us, and in their heart just make a commitment as young guys not to abuse their girlfriends in any way, because many young guys don't realize what they're doing, it's actual abuse. And abuse never starts with a hit. It starts with what they say and how they say it. So that's why I say abuse covers like physical abuse, sexual, emotional, mental, verbal, financial. And many young guys don't realize that's abuse. When you say to your girlfriend, you're fat, you're stupid, you're ugly, or they're controlling. No, you're going to wear that top because I bought it for you and you're going to wear it. And you're not going to be seeing your friends every day. They don't realize that's controlling behavior, because abuse is all about power and control.
That's how UCT keep the aggro on the field, helping out in their community there. But they've also been prolific away from home, and it was no different when they took on Wits this Monday.
Still without a win this season, Wits entered their final encounter on home soil, desperate to claim one scalp. Their opponents had become one of the title favourites and were also looking for a victory to improve their chances of hosting one of the two semi-finals. In front of a 5,000 strong crowd, the University of Cape Town only had to wait 5 minutes for their first points. It came from a Richard Stewart try. Left wing Lehleli Koli scored number 2 that proved to be the last points of the half. UCT changing ends with a 10-0 lead and well on their way to a home semi-final. It was game on after Hannes Ludik opened the Wits account with a try in the 52nd minute that would have caused some nervous moments on the Tigers bench. But the visitors settled down as Liam Slatham put their ship back on course. Then came a big moment in the match. A fourth try for UCT, who collected a bonus point in Johannesburg. Sean MacDonald with the try. The fifth unconverted try belonged to Nati Nel. It sent UCT into the semi-finals as they finished in second position, while Wits concluded their campaign without a win.
We got 2 opening first tries, but then Wits really did very well. I've got to give them credit, especially in the second half. They put us on a bit of pressure. Luckily, we managed to pull away at the end, so we got the victory needed for the home semi-final.
To sum it up, is very disappointing. We obviously set high goals of ourselves. We worked really hard and we had big expectations of ourselves. So very disappointing as to come short in a couple of games, losing by 3 points and 5 points. Almost like we just couldn't get over that final hurdle, and that's what it was like tonight.
In the game between Pukke and UJ, you would have been forgiven for thinking that UJ had it in the bag, but then Pukke showed them who's boss.
Varsity Cup log leaders, the Northwest University Pukke, concluded their campaign with a clash against the University of Johannesburg in Potchefstroom. Pukke were looking to finish at the top of the standings, but they stumbled in the early exchanges. UJ made all the right moves as Jean Kortze nailed a drop goal from inside the Pukke half. And it went from bad to worse for the hosts as Dylan Peterson crashed over for the first try. The visitors turning with a 10-0 lead that certainly tested the character of the men from the northwest. Kortze's second drop goal extended the UJ advantage. Philip de Wet produced a response Pukke had been looking for. With 15 minutes to play, UJ was still in control, but then came a try from Hofman Maritz that sparked the turnaround. Five minutes later, it was the turn of Johan Smith. Pukke had hit the front with a superb second-half display. Michael Hasner scored what proved to be a consolation try for UJ with 2 minutes to play. But it was not enough to deny the Northwest University Pukke, who finished their campaign with a 24-20 win that earned them the top spot on the Varsity Cup standings, while UJ finished second from bottom.
It just puts more pressure on us to perform. There's no log points when going into the semi. You have a home game, but that means nothing. A win is a win in the semi. There's nothing like getting points on the log. So it's 0-0 for everyone. It's a big game coming up.
He's studying to become a doctor. His friends call him Bob, but we all know him as Marty's flanker, Lungelo Chonko. Here's a closer look at the young man.
I really love the Varsity Cup. It's just that time of the year where the boys get together. You know, you work 3 months in the pre-season, you work from November the previous year, and you really grind, and you see the fruits of your hard labour in the Varsity Cup, the 9 games that you play. As a player, Varsity Cup has definitely upped my game. Because as a player, obviously, the higher the level of rugby that you play, the better that you become as a player. And I believe that a Varsity Cup has definitely helped me grow in that regard. And also personally, in my life over here on campus, I'm so much more disciplined. I use my time much better, and it's just helped me grow as a person. And obviously, popularity-wise, everyone knows my face on campus, which is quite nice. But it's definitely helped me find who I am and become a better player. I'm not sure if I want to really wear the green and gold. It's every rugby player's dream, but at the moment where I stand, my roots are firmly set in medicine. And in 2 years' time, when after 2 more Varsity Cups, I don't know where my rugby career will be, and if it leads me towards more rugby, if I get more exposure, if I become better, and my form explodes, then hopefully I'll take it from there.
Lungelo Bob Chonko is a very physical player. He's a very big unit. He's well built, and that carries him over that advantage line. He's a guy with an immense work ethic, which is something that the team benefits from. He's got a heavy workload on defence, which also helps us. He's a wonderful lad on and off the field, which makes him even a better friend and rugby player and co-rugby.
Yeah, I think Bob is a very good player. He's a team player, if I can say, and he's a very good ball carrier as well. And yeah, just to be 4th year in medicine and also playing Varsity Cup is already a great achievement. So I've got a lot of respect for the guy. And he's always on time, and he's doing the hard yards to play and also spend time with his studies. So yeah, brilliant player.
Bob is a genuine guy. Eh? He always goes 100% for when he comes on the field. And he studies medicine, so that's both very time consuming. So obviously I've got a massive amount of respect for him trying to wrangle both, and yeah, he's doing well in his studies, and he's a very goal driven guy. So yeah, like I said, I've got a lot of respect for Bob.
I tried to play for the hostel. In first year, actually, I played for the first year's tournaments, and then from there, Marty's wrote me up, and I just got stuck in the Western Province system, and I've just never escaped that sort of professional setup of rugby. Maybe further down the line, I'll get a few games for the Corsairs, but for now, I'm going to stick to the Maroon. The mascot brings so much chaos to the game. He just really loves up the crowd. I mean, we've been down quite a lot lately here at Donny Craven, and he just picks them up and keeps them going, and if they're going, then they keep us going, you know. We've got the biggest fan base in the whole of the Varsity Cup. We usually fill up the stadium, and they're really, it's hard to describe what they inspire in us, you know. They put you in that 7th gear, and you just keep going. When you're playing in front of such a massive crowd, it's like you're freewheeling. It's like easy playing, because they drive you a lot.
In a replay of the 2013 Varsity Cup final, Lungelo and his teammates came up against Tuks in the final round of the group fixtures, and they managed to walk away with an emphatic win.
No competition from the Marties at line-out time, but they come away quickly with it, and that was perhaps a clever ploy, where Marties were maybe waiting for them. Now they go with the big men, taken up by Basil Short, and over he goes! Terrific start this from Tuckies. So big pressure here. Marties were down in the Tuckies 22. They didn't score. Can Tuckies finish it off? Well, they certainly can. Here they come. And it's going to be a try then. Excellent play there. This is a great attacking position. They've surely got to get over here. Somewhere along the line, they've got to score. Robert There's the good work done by Marties. Can they finish it off? That's the key question. The long pass. There's Barry. Barry is over. We've got to go in here. So the long pass. Dupria, the long one now. Here comes Craig Barry again. This time it's Caleb Smit. I think he's home. Still pressure. Dupria under pressure. Well, this could be a try, and it is going to be one, I'm pretty sure. So, Marties then rather tickies with that very important try.
Last week, yeah, take a step here, take a step.
So now, Dupria, he's had such a good second half. Manages to get his pass out. This is Barry. Barry! He's going to get his second try. That's going to put them into the semi, surely. At the moment, Marties are just keeping the ball amongst their forwards, just eating up those seconds, of which there's about 30-odd left now. And then eventually it'll go out to the fly-off and he'll just hoof it into the crowd. No, not quite yet. And he's just got out of trouble. Well, there's Robert Dupria. He's done really well here. This is a man on his own. My goodness, he's still at it. He's got support. This could be a try. Surely it's going to be another try. And so it is. It's Chris Smith who's just come on, who's got try number 5. What a finish.
And some brilliant finishing, some great tries by Marties that put the ball into space, and they've come away deserved winners by 41 points to 24.
Going into the semi-finals, the Varsity Cup log sees Pukke at the top with 27 points, 3 ahead of UCT, Marties and NNMU scoring the other 2 spots in the top 4. Wits facing relegation and UJ a playoff.
The Green Mile will host the Cape Derby as the Ike Tigers take on Marties for a spot in the final, while Pukke are up against the NWU Madibaz at home. So for more Varsity Cup related news, visit our Facebook page, Varsity Cup. Also follow us on Twitter at Varsity Cup. Use the hashtag SSRugby during the Monday night games.
And as usual, varsitycup.co.za for all further info. We'll see you same time, same place next week. Cheers.
Back your boykins, alle bombardieren, boykins, also hat der Rugby